If you've had troubles adding the Shopify app to your product pages following the other videos and instructions out there, I'll show you a way that worked for me. This is going to involve copying some code into the code editor. Don't be scared if you don't know anything about coding. I'll show you step by step how to drop in the code and get the app working. When you've logged into your Shopify store, the admin screen should come up that looks like this. Go to the apps on the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. In the search, type in reviews and select. Scroll to find the product reviews, a white star in an orange box. It will say free. This is the Shopify Reviews app. The developer will say Shopify. Go to Add App. Now, this may or may not happen, but if it does, you will need to drop in your My Shopify domain. So as not to lose any progress, I opened in another browser and went to my settings and selected domains on the left-hand menu. Make sure this is the URL with the My Shopify in the name. Copy and paste that in and hit Install App. Then Install App again. Once installed, go to the installation instructions. Here you can just follow the instructions, but I'll walk you through it as I found there are some quirks that might derail things. Where it says to copy, make sure you copy the entire line of code. Next, click on the link which will bring you into the code of the sections product template liquid. This will open a new browser and into the code of your store. For the first example, I will place the reviews app code to appear at the bottom section of the products. This is where you will have to eyeball things. On my first try, I found a place that looked like it might work on line 136. I was just basically guessing. After pasting it in, hit save and go back to the browser with the instructions. Scroll to the bottom and click on the verify and continue. In this case, I apparently dropped the code in the wrong spot. You can read the possible reasons for it not working. None of these really appeared to be the issues that I was having or applied to what I had just done. So I just hit the try again to repaste the code somewhere else. So go back to the browser with the code. I removed the code from line 136 and went to look for a better location. I scrolled all the way down to the bottom, then back up to where it looked like the code ended. If you notice, there's a bunch of red lines of text, so right above that section I found a spot on line 260 that looks safe. I copied the code there, then saved it, then back to the browser with the instructions, and then repeated the verify and continued. This time it worked. Now I'll go and review the product page to see if it's appearing where I want it to. From here, go to the product page, which can be found on the main menu under the online store and then themes. From the drop-down, select products, default products. Scroll to the bottom and you should now see the customer reviews section. The rest of the video, I will be showing you how to reposition the reviews to different areas of the product page. This is mostly trial and error. At the top of the screen from the products page, click on the three dots at the upper left top of the screen and select Edit Code. This brings you back to the code. Go to where you dropped in the code. For me, it was on line 260. Cut it out and then I'll bring it to the top of the code, which will place the reviews at the top of the product page. Once again, eyeballing it, I see that it looks like the main code for the section starts at around line 38. This will more than likely not be the same for you, but it will be close to the top. I'll paste it in, hit save, and then review. Go back to the previous browser tab, make sure to hit refresh, and now you should see the customer reviews is now at the top of the section. Now to move the customer reviews to the middle of the products page. Go back to the browser with the code or click the three dots to edit the code. Go to where the code was placed, in my case on line 37. Cut it out, then scroll to roughly around the middle area. You should also see some keywords in the code that might help indicate approximate locations. I see something that says add to cart, which is in the middle of my products page. So I'll look for somewhere safe below that. I am not a Java coder, but it appears that below these lines that say div, div, which are in between some less than and greater than characters, seems to be working. I find a break in the code and I drop it there. Then hit save, go back to the products page browser and refresh the screen to see the customer review section is now in the middle, below the add to cart section and above the description. For my purposes, I'm going to leave the customer reviews at the bottom of the products page. But it's good to have options if your layout is different than mine and if it makes more sense to reposition for best results. Now go sell some stuff and get those customer reviews flowing in.